10, 219, 219.
Forward Progress, a Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.
Forward Progress is here on 312 Sports. I'm Dan Bernstein. That is Matt Abaticola.
Hello.
And we're already just 3 days from a Bears kickoff. It is a noon start at Ford Field. A fast turnaround for Ben Johnson. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they just got to get the taste out of their mouths of an ugly, ugly loss that raised all sorts of questions that, frankly, we don't want to be asking, we don't want to be discussing already on a day like this. For me, that's the operative word, already. Already we're asking this. Already we're thinking this could be. Already we're dissecting things. So on Forward Progress today, we're going to hear from Caleb Williams and go through some of what he has to say. We're going to talk a little bit about getting a hard expectation set here. Like, what do we can't move it now. We can't decide now after one game to go back and start making excuses for highly paid professionals when a coping mechanism is what it feels like. We got an NFL game tonight, and one of the combatants is a Bears divisional opponent. And also, I don't know what this means, but Maddie has something about NFL season awards. So we will discuss all these things.
Yeah, we will. We'll start with Caleb's sound, though. So he met with the media, and we're just going to go through a couple of his sound bites. This first one here that we have is just the first couple questions. Kind of get a little intro to what Caleb thought of the Monday night game for the Bears.
When you watch the film and you see some of the throwing inaccuracies, what goes through your mind when you're seeing yourself play that way?
Yeah, it's frustrating because, like I said after the game, is like you did everything up to that point right, and then you miss a pass, and it's frustrating. And that's something that we practice on, something that we get after, and something that I'm going to keep, getting after, keep correcting. It's passes that I feel that I typically don't miss in those, moments and situations, and especially with, some of the passes being what they were and how wide open, and you miss and you move on and you correct and you find ways to get better.
The 3 and out, the 3 straight misses. Did it feel like some of those throws that were off target kind of came in spurts as you watched it back, and were you able to put your finger on maybe why that was?
Yeah, I think some of it, the coming in spurts aspect of it, I think it came from something as simple as the footwork and just being on top of that and being smooth with that. Even if footwork was right, it's just being smooth with it. Not being hesitant and letting it rip. And I think that's always something that quarterbacks need to have in their mind, and something I always try and have in my mind is be decisive, and decisiveness always wins. And when you start being hesitant, things like that, you start missing passes and easy passes that you feel that you don't typically miss.
Can't we start questions with why? Nothing against Jason Leisure or Courtney Cronin. I respect their work, respectively, very, very much.
Yep.
But why were you inaccurate? Why? Why were you accurate in college, but you're struggling with accuracy in the pros?
Yeah,
why is this ongoing?
Yeah, there's a word he kept using, too, and it came up multiple times, and I've read it, too, but about being decisive. And so that's clearly what Ben Johnson is preaching to him, about being decisive. How much, I've never played in the NFL. I was never a quarterback. I'm not a former player who's a current analyst. But I wonder, how much does, footwork allow you to be indecisive? What is being indecisive in seeing a guy wide open, not making the throw, have to do with your footwork?
Arm talent, especially when you came out with elite arm talent. Elite arm talent should mean wherever your feet are, you can decide to make a throw. It isn't, I'm deciding to make a throw, I'm positioning my feet. It's automatic. You're an NFL quarterback. It's automatic.
Right. Not only that, Dan, but he's also a guy that has a special skill of making something out of nothing.
Which you hope to not use except when you need it.
Which you hope to not use, but doesn't that translate to a guy being wide open and you being able to throw him the ball? And why are you indecisive?
Why are you indecisive? Why are you inaccurate? These are the questions.
Why are you hesitant to let it rip downfield when guys are wide open? What are you afraid of? Is it incompletions? No. Is it interceptions? Maybe. But when a guy's wide open, and again, we've talked about him yesterday being a guy who throws when he sees things. That not anticipation, but when you see a guy wide open for 2 or 3 seconds, why are you not throwing the ball? If there's not a giant hanging on your arm trying to kill you, why are you not throwing the ball when he's wide open? Why are you indecisive about throwing downfield?
Why are you in between with all the drills and all the practice and all the virtual reality stuff that you've got? It should register automatically. We talked about this at length on yesterday's show about your targeting computer. It should be like when you, in Top Gun terms, when you get tone, when your missile's locked, when you've got tone and your Sidewinder missile is ready to go.
Yeah.
That's what a quarterback is. That's what your system is. And you should immediately, it's throw.
Yeah, I wonder what are they taught there at Top Gun school that you have to say, I'm going to fire now? Like you get tone, it's like looking for tone, got tone, going to fire now.
Maybe it's an internal monologue that they have to express as an external monologue for movie purposes.
Maybe he needs to say that. Right. Looking for the receiver, I found the receiver, I'm throwing the ball now. Right. Maybe that would help him.
Lieutenant, why were you late on that shot with the missile? Well, first I had to say, I've got tone. And then I had to say, I'm taking the shot. And by the time I said it, he spun out of my sights.
I thought you were saying, Lieutenant, why were you late on that pass route? I'm like, well, I don't have legs.
Not Lieutenant Dan.
Oh.
No. But I had to say, I've got tone. And
I missed him by a half a second.
Shoot it.
Right. Throw the ball.
Press the button.
Throw the ball.
Shoot it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. I don't understand how, because to me, and it's funny that he said his footwork, because I read a lot of analytics yesterday from former guys.
Say it. Say it was Kurt Warner.
Well, it was more than Kurt Warner. That the footwork was off. And then I hear him say it today about his footwork. Now, maybe his footwork was off. But I have such a hard time with a guy with his arm and his ability not being able to throw a ball downfield to a guy who's wide open because his footwork was off. I just don't buy it.
You're also a guy with elite arm talent. It does for so many quarterbacks. It doesn't matter. Look at how many look at your highlights. Look at every touchdown pass that's thrown, and how many of those does a guy have perfect footwork, or on how many of those does a guy just make a play?
Right, like Pat Mahomes, like Aaron Rodgers.
You don't even have
like
to go
Brett
to
Favre.
Patrick Mahomes.
No, you don't.
You can go to any individual play.
Baker Mayfield.
When somebody is being chased or somebody makes a late decision, whatever it is, arm talent, the reason why we scout arm talent is so footwork doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah. You can make that throw. For me to throw a football, I have to have perfect form.
Right, you have to have perfect everything.
I don't have a good arm. But he should. So I want to know why is he indecisive?
Why?
And why is it still
that's the word.
Why is it still here 18 games in? Why?
Why are you indecisive?
Like and again, and there was all these excuses built in. Well, the preseason isn't what it used to be. He didn't play a preseason game. That was Ben Johnson hasn't had this much time to work with him. Ben Johnson's still getting to know the player. He doesn't know the player yet. And when he says that, he's talking about live game action. I can't, like, these are simple things that we're asking. Like, why are you not throwing the ball? That's a simple thing. Like, to ask on game one, like, why doesn't he have Ben Johnson's offense, from front to back down? That's a little unrealistic. But you're the number one overall pick. It's your 18th NFL start. Why are you not throwing the ball downfield? What's the problem? And it's not footwork, Dan. It's not. What's the issue?
I would like to ask that question.
All right. He was also asked about his performance in Monday's game.
Process or performance like that Monday in the big picture, when the whole offseason, including the coaching hire, personnel moves, everything has been geared toward helping you take the next step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think some of it is just trusting and believing. I think that's the biggest part of it is being able to trust, Coach Johnson and being able to trust my teammates and things like that, and keep doing what I was kind of doing the first half. It's just, taking what the defense gives me and, moving the ball down the field and being decisive. There was a lot of positive that came out of that. Obviously, we had, negatives and, within that game that kind of how Coach Johnson said, we had more negative plays than they did, and we lost the game. So it's being able to find, in those moments where, maybe a drive goes bad, and it's being able to find those ways to, kind of come back together and go out the next drive and, be efficient and kind of do what we did in the first half.
Okay, same answer.
Yeah. But, I mean, that's what he's being, that's what Ben Johnson's telling him.
Trusting it. I thought the entire goal of the moment this offseason started, the moment that Johnson got hired, the entire goal was building trust.
I don't get it.
And then the game starts and they don't have trust?
Yeah, I don't understand.
What trust don't they have? What trust is missing? Trust in the play call? Trust in the execution of the play call? Trust in the individual people? Okay. I guess it's going to take weeks to get some of these answers.
I guess, but I'm also curious, what's been happening in the last few months? These are basic things. Again, I'm not asking for him to run a full playbook of Ben Johnson's, design in game one.
But they should have it winnowed down to stuff they know they can do.
He said that. Yep. He said they did. He said we're going to do things that we're nailing in practice. Paraphrasing there, I'm not sure exactly what he said, but that the things that were good in practice, those are the things we're going to do. Because we talked at length so far the last 3 weeks about Ben Johnson's playbook. How much is he going to bring to game one?
And it sounded like he was self-aware enough to know that
we can't do everything, but the things we're going to do are the things we've done well so far in practice. And I get it. Practice is different than games, but you're also going against what should be a really good defense in Dennis Allen. You also have the strength of your defense, which is your secondary, where you're throwing the ball a lot. I mean, he should be getting good reps and good work in. Why is he still indecisive to throw downfield 18 games into his career? What's been happening these last few months that, we still need to build the trust. We still need to build the trust. I still need to learn who the player is. Still learning the player.
They love saying the player. You notice that?
Yeah.
And that must be something that they get from Johnson. I have heard it from assistants as well. When asked how to give a play, they refer to the player.
Yeah. I don't know, but listen, I'm not going to apologize, Dan, for having higher expectations for Ben Johnson and for Caleb Williams, despite it only being one game. And having heard so many things that you can't analyze it, you can't really see what you have until 4 to 6 games into a regular season. And I've said this for years. I said it years ago with you on The Score, that the first 6 games of an NFL season, unless you go 0-6, you can rebound pretty quickly those final 10 games. You can do a lot in the final 10 games. Now it's 11 games. But don't tell me that I can't analyze what I saw in game one.
There shouldn't be any reflexive excuse making at this point.
And there is. And there's too much of it. So I am not going to apologize for having higher expectations for these two guys. Listen, going into the game, Dan, I expressed what my expectations were. I was expecting and I was excited to watch football games that matter.
And that don't look like Bears games.
I never said I expected the Bears to win this game.
No, but for him to be the most inaccurate quarterback in the league after a week,
that's a problem.
That deserves criticism.
Yes, it does.
And the question, why are you the most inaccurate quarterback in the league after a week?
And if you think it doesn't, then you're fooling yourself. Oh, just give it time. It'll be fine. All right, so if he's still the worst rated quarterback on off-target rating in week 6, now can you criticize it and look at it? Now is that okay? Because again, we talked about this. They were 4-2 last year after 6 games, and it was a facade. It wasn't real. And all it took was one blown play in the fourth quarter of the Commanders game for the entire season to collapse. A 4-2 team wouldn't have collapsed and lost 10 or 11 in a row, whatever they lost, if that was real. That wasn't real. So don't tell me I need to wait 6 games until I can realize and look at and analyze what I'm watching on my TV. I'm seeing a guy in his 18th start who was this is the number 1 pick. We're not talking about Tyson Bagent.
It's the number one pick who also had. Don't bring up that name.
No, but
'cause
I'm
then
just
bad
saying
things are going to happen, and people will arise
All
from,
right,
from the.
I'm not talking about some,
the netherworld.
John Doe who was taken in the 5th
Right.
round.
Yeah, it's a generational.
This is the number 1 overall pick. 18 games in. Why are you still indecisive about throwing the football downfield?
And now you have the most desired offensive mind who was available in a long time working with him. And we've had an entire offseason, and he's indecisive, and he says it's about his footwork.
So
what have you been doing?
my expectation, I didn't expect the Bears to win. I didn't expect Caleb Williams to win the MVP award after one game. I didn't expect Ben Johnson to win Coach of the Year after one game.
You can get odds on Ben Johnson for Coach of the Year.
You can.
He was absolutely a hot prospect
But
for that.
that wasn't my expectation going into it. What were my expectations? I wanted to see Caleb Williams stay in the pocket, deliver the ball. I wanted to see him hit targets in that middle zone with accuracy. Over that first layer.
And timing.
Beyond the deep layer. With timing.
The same thing, actually. The timing creates a better chance at accuracy because of where the layers are stretched at a given time.
I also wanted to see the Bears as a whole avoid the pass plays designed that start behind the line of scrimmage. I wanted to see those gone. Okay. I wanted to see the offensive line protect their quarterback, the new offensive line. I wanted to see the front four with some new additions and also Montez Sweat get after.
And members of New Edition.
Oh, God.
I know.
I was a big fan.
Well, Montez Sweat was barely there.
Right. Remember, he was mentioned for the first time by the broadcast, 12-18 left in the game. I wanted to see Ben Johnson have control of the game on the sidelines because I was so tired of seeing bad challenges and misused timeouts, wasted timeouts. And yet I saw those again. So I'm sorry that I had really low expectations and they failed to meet even those low expectations, and I'm criticizing them for it.
Let me add something to that list.
Please do.
And this is really important. There are excuses for bad special teams play in college and high school. There are all kinds of reasonable excuses. You don't have the practice time. You've got higher turnover than ever. A lot of these specialist jobs are hard to learn for kids. There are no excuses for bad special teams at the NFL level. You've got all the time in the world for practice. You get to pick and choose who goes where and when and who does what. You have highly paid, highly skilled specialists. To be bad at special teams in almost everything that you did, you got a punt blocked. The punter himself wasn't any good. Your kick and punt coverage was bad.
Missed a field goal,
and then screwed up the decision you made at the end of the game. Fix that now.
Yeah,
Fix that now. You can't come out in game one at home and have every aspect of special teams be bad.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you highlighted that yesterday because we didn't even get into it, and I'm glad you brought it up because I wasn't going to because I was so focused on Ben Johnson's first game and Caleb Williams' poor performance.
But he should not have the headwind that you have the defense scoring points for you.
Yes.
You should not build in the headwind of bad special teams play. Not at home, not in the first game. I get it in mid-December when everybody's hurt. You're making practice squad call-ups constantly. Guys are getting shuffled around because half your team's on IR. You're bringing people off the street.
Not game one at home.
To play special teams for you. This is the game where you can set everything up. And it was bad.
You know, I also expected J.J. McCarthy to look like a guy who's never played a snap in the NFL. And he did that in the first half. And he even came out in the third half and gave the Bears defense 7 points. Well, 6 points. He threw a pick six. And it was like, wow, okay. Right, offense is stalling, but wow. Deshaun Wright, he comes through after we were kind of getting at him with a critical eye on a bad pass play and a pass given up, pass interference. But then he comes out and throws a pick six, and yet they still turn it around. And he still made plays, and he won NFC Player of the Week, right? Offensive Player of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
I also, Dan, I didn't expect Ben Johnson to need the benefit of hindsight when it came to kicking that ball out of bounds. Because that is a repeatable, practicable action. Like, you should be able to know if your guy can kick that ball out of bounds. I wanted to hear him say, We did it 100 times, and he kicked it out of bounds through the end zone 100 times.
This was the one time.
This was the one time. It, for whatever reason, it didn't work. But we practiced it. We knew it. I was 100% confident because we practiced it, and we knew that he could do it, and he's done it. And he did it and did it and did it and did it and then failed. And then it was like, well, in hindsight.
And we trust him to do it next time.
Right. Yeah, and because next time he will do it. We know that. This was that one time. You had to be confident. You couldn't look back at it and say, oh, no, looking back, I should have kicked it out of bounds. Because if you didn't know for sure, you're the head coach making that call. I was also bothered by the fact that he wasted a challenge. And here he contradicted himself. We didn't mention this yesterday. He said, I saw knees up. Those were his exact words, meaning Hawkinson, his knees were off the ground when the ball was punched out by Sewell.
But then he said, I was influenced by the people around me rather than trusting my process and the eye in the sky.
Right. So what was it? Did you see knees up? Or were you influenced?
Or did you convince yourself you saw knees up and you weren't sure?
Because you were influenced.
It's possible, too, that you really weren't sure what you saw and you allowed the people around you to make you remember something you didn't see.
And is that players? Yelling, coach, yeah, he got it. He got it. He was up.
Who knows? Well, we could see who was standing around him. We could stop the tape and see.
I didn't expect him to not be in control as the head coach. And for him to say, I gotta trust the process. Come on, dude. Like, I expected more than that. Again, I didn't expect them to go out and win this game. I didn't expect them to have a flawless, perfect game. I didn't expect to see those little mistakes.
I don't want to rehash too much of what we said yesterday, but
I know.
But something that stuck with me.
Okay.
This is, and then that'll be the last of it for me. But what stuck with me was when he said, when asked about how things spiraled out of control. End of the third quarter. And his answer was...
When it rains, it pours?
When it rains, it pours, and things can get out of hand. And no, that's the wrong answer. And they said, well, it can happen in a good way, too. That ceding of control, that fatalism is not okay. That tells me you're not ready to be in charge and accept the responsibilities of making something happen. You talk about, sometimes you play the best defense in the world, the absolute perfect coverage, and somebody makes an incredible pass, an incredible catch. There are times when there's the proverbial tip of the cap to the other team, but they're rare. They're rare. Almost always. And we know it when we see it. When we know when something absolutely ridiculously spectacular happens, you hit a drive in the gap, and some incredible outfielder makes a catch that had a catch probability of 0.01%. Not your fault.
Right.
You got beat. But for something like this, for that many things to have happened, to ascribe that to fate, to just the whims of the cosmos, yeah, when it rains, it pours. When it rains, get an umbrella. When it pours, put on your rain gear.
Right, and he also said about how things catch fire.
Find shelter.
Right.
That's your job.
Put the fire out.
Is to make that stop happening, give your team the confidence to arrest that slide, and to go out and turn it in the way sometimes it breaks your way. I hated that yesterday.
Yeah.
I hated that. You're not just watching. That's our job to notice that, that got out of hand. When you have the headset on, you're holding the play card. You're wearing the headset. Give orders in a way that stops that from happening.
Because you're not only an active participant, you are. You are the man.
And you can't control that first thing that happens. Sure, it's a weird-shaped ball. Things bounce weird. Things don't go your way. There are bad calls. There are. I will freely,
phantom holding call.
I will freely stipulate to things being outside of your control. But the moment it's over, control again. The moment that's over, you have a chance to control what comes immediately next. Immediately. Not the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing until you say, well, that escalated quickly. That really bugged me.
Yeah, no, it should have. Because that's not a head coach speaking.
Right.
That's not a head coach speaking at all.
And prove it Sunday. Prove it differently Sunday.
Yeah, and
you got
remember,
a real chance because there's no expectation Sunday. Everybody thinks you're going to get your ass whipped.
Right. And Dan Campbell said that's a must-win game and that we are going to win this game. He's quoted saying that.
But he says that you
He's throwing
believe
it out
him.
there. Yes, 100%. 100%.
But the Bears should be saying that too.
But you remember not too long ago, it was a week or so ago, Ben Johnson he told the media, we can win now. Remember he said that. Remember he said, and we asked it, well, because no one followed up. What do you mean?
Win what now?
Like win this game against the Vikings, win the division, win a playoff game? What do you mean by win now?
Mm-hmm.
So he set those expectations, all as vague as they were. So again, I will not apologize for having a higher standard and level of expectation for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams together in their first game. And what I saw completely failed to reach even what I thought were minimum expectations for a first-time head coach and the overall first-round pick with his 18th start in the NFL.
We've got football tonight with the Packers and the Commanders. And this, you got to enjoy Thursday night football now because this is before teams get so beat up that it looks like a slog on Thursday nights. Teams are fresh enough in week 2 that we should get quality football.
Yeah, the NFL has done things with the schedule to rearrange as needed, but they can't rearrange when half your roster's injured and out.
Yeah, it's better than it used to be.
Yeah, it is. It is. Although, wait, is this the Al Michaels one? Is he Thursday night? Is it Al? No?
I think so.
Is it
Al Michaels and Herb Street on?
Because I can't remember. Is he still
Amazon
disinterested in is
sometimes
he interested?
We never know with him.
Okay, I still love him.
In the new promo, they have him walking. They have all three of them walking. Do you notice that?
Is it talking about how knowledgeable he is and how you can learn from the game?
No, that's Tom Brady.
Oh, Tom
Brady. They have to run promos to tell you the analyst isn't stupid.
Right. You think that was the copy for Big Voice Guy? And he's like, you really want me to say that he's not stupid?
You should tune in Tom Brady because he actually, despite what you may think from his performance, knows things about football.
That's basically what it was.
That's what it was.
Yes.
But the promo for the Amazon Thursday coverage, it has Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and is it Kaylee Hartung? I think that's right.
Okay.
Has them all walking toward the camera. And Al, he's what, 80?
He's got to be.
He's got a little hitch in his giddy up.
Well, he's 80. God bless him for walking still.
Yeah, but that man has never eaten a vegetable in his life. That I don't know why I love that so much. Just of how much it kind of seems to debunk, even though it's more like inductive reasoning or anecdotal evidence. But he's still going.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if he's going to want to watch tonight's game or not.
He'll tell you.
Oh, 100%.
Right?
You'll know right away.
Scared.
You know what you're getting into.
He'll say, I'd rather be somewhere else.
But I still love him, though. I still love him. All right, I want to ruin one thing for you.
Yeah.
Espen put out the so they go with an undisclosed number of NFL executives. These are GMs and scouts they talk to after week 1.
Okay.
For these are NFL season award winning predictions. Okay.
Season award winners.
Yeah. So
okay.
Undisclosed number of executives and scouts.
Do you want me to guess them?
Yeah. So I'm going to go through because I want to ruin something for you. Who do you think they have as the MVP? Again, these are NFL executives and scouts.
I would say
we don't know how many.
I'll say Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Has been their vote to win MVP. Offensive Player of the Year.
Now remind me, can that also be the same guy that wins MVP?
I believe so. Yes.
Offensive Player of the Year.
Let's say not though. Let's say not.
Okay. Well, let's say that's Josh Allen.
Jaden Daniels.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, these are undisclosed number of NFL execs and scouts.
Okay, and this is the whole league.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. Sometimes they might try to reinvent the wheel on this one. TJ Watt.
Myles Garrett.
Okay. Not Micah Parsons. Not Kyle Hamilton. Okay.
All right. I'm going to go to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Who do they have as Defensive Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year.
Guy that I wish the Bears could have got.
I don't know.
Abdul Carter.
Okay.
That's their vote.
Penn State?
Yes, Penn State, now outside linebacker for the New York Football Giants.
Okay.
Final one. Offensive Rookie of the Year is These are voted on by NFL executives and scouts after week 1. Undisclosed number.
After week 1, the offensive rookie of the year is J.J. McCarthy.
No.
Okay, because you're smiling. So.
Well, because I'm ruining something for you. What am I ruining for you?
Oh,
Omarion
Amari.
Hampton is their vote for running back, offensive rookie of the year. There you go. Congratulations, Dan.
Well, why does it ruin it?
Well, because now it's jinxed it.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? But look at you, man, on that pick.
And he wasn't even all that good.
No, he wasn't. You had that as for a futures pick, and then you want Tampa Bay to win the Super Bowl.
I didn't want. I picked them at 27-1.
Oh, that's right. I'm
I didn't
sorry.
say
I'm sorry.
want them.
I keep
don't
getting that wrong.
get into South Sudan basketball either.
Why do you hate Lou all
Why
day?
do you hate Lou all day?
Sorry, I keep saying that wrong. I'll stop. I'm going to write it down so I can say it correctly. That's what you picked. It's not what you desire.
Correct.
Okay.
And this is going to make me crazy all year. I know that.
What is?
Amarion Hampton. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See, the way you phrase it doesn't ruin it for me at all.
I thought it might ruin it for you.
It just means I'm thinking like NFL GMs, a lot of whom are stupid, by the way.
But which is actually right on par.
Right.
Comeback player of the year.
Who's making a big comeback? Who is it Joe Burrow?
I don't like this pick, but it's a stretch for me.
A comeback.
You watched him
player.
play Monday night.
I watched it. Not Adam Thielen.
J.J. McCarthy.
How is that a comeback?
That's what I said.
A comeback from what?
From not playing
Come on.
once? Yeah, I know. All right, and then breakout player of the year was Ricky Pearsall, a wide receiver from the Niners.
Fine.
And who's the coach of the year? Coach of the year. And this brought me back to a dark place because I'm still mad the Bears didn't even speak to him. Coach of the year is?
After one game, the coach of the year, and the Bears didn't. People you were mad the Bears didn't speak to.
Jim Harbaugh. Didn't even talk to Jim Harbaugh.
I don't know that I would ever pick him as coach. He's really been a remarkable coach. I mean, his NFL record is almost impeccable.
Yeah, it's too bad.
It really is crazy.
Too bad he didn't have any relationship with the Bears organization at all.
Not interested.
For them to even speak to.
Not interested.
That would have been bad.
We can't really complain about it because we wanted Ben Johnson. We can't pretend we weren't really.
No, but it was the year before.
Johnson. I know.
Fire Matt Eberflus, hire Jim. I would have been fine.
Yes. Yeah, of having Jim Harbaugh instead of Ben Johnson and not having another year of Eberflus.
Yes.
Yes, I would take that deal. Absolutely, I would. And I said
rookie
it. Yeah.
year of Caleb Williams.
Yes. And make him more decisive and fix his footwork.
So, and do you think he just walks up to him and says, "Be more decisive"? Like he's in line at the cafeteria and, "Should I have chicken or steak, Coach? Be more decisive." Do you think they have a cafeteria?
I think they do.
Do they still have one?
And why are the trays always wet?
Because they're,
Because they wash them.
spills. They don't dry them.
They don't dry them, and it's like I know it's probably clean, but there's still something about holding a wet tray.
When's the last time you've gone somewhere that you had to get a tray that was wet?
I think it was when my mother-in-law was dying and we had to eat at the hospital.
Okay.
You asked.
I know. Wow. Jeez.
Well, I mean,
you could have lied.
Oh no! Did we have trays at Hubbard when we went to their in-house place? That was really good, actually.
I can't remember.
I don't remember if we had trays there.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I know you're honest.
Yeah, you asked me when's the last time I was in the cafeteria.
I know.
I think I was at the hospital.
Sorry about that.
Well, you didn't do anything.
I know.
You didn't kill my mother-in-law.
Bring that back up.
Unless we buried the lead.
Dan, I have something to tell you.
Yeah, that might throw a wrench into the old business here. Took you long enough to have that scheme hatched.
All right. Jeez. Wait a I'm not mad at you.
When's the last time you were in the cafeteria? Well, it's when my mother-in-law died.
You could have said
Well,
something
it's funny.
else.
The same thing happened last night. I told you that I was out with my friends last night.
Yeah, because your tummy hurts.
Yeah, from laughing. I was just laughing so hard last night, and we had this great dinner. And I come home, and Beth said, like, "When was the last time you saw Dave?" And I said, it was at your mother's shiva. So remember when your mom died and he came over
Yeah.
to share his condolences with you. And she's like, oh yeah. And then I thought about it. I said, wasn't the food awesome?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, it's true. And not only that, so we still have some of the plates from the Shiva because we had it catered, and we spent like $5,000 on the food,
Okay.
and it was fantastic food.
Can you invite me next time?
To a
you guys
Shiva?
have a Shiva? I've never been to a Shiva.
You don't need to be invited. Everybody's invited.
Oh.
It's an open thing.
I could have just showed up?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Come on over. We had more food. I still have brisket frozen from the Shiva.
Am I welcome at your house?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we had these plates,
Sure.
and so we went to Ravinia. Jason and I went to Ravinia to see Beck with the CSO. Fun concert.
Who's this?
Chicago Symphony
Chief?
Orchestra.
Oh.
Chicago Symphony
Okay.
Orchestra
CSO.
and Beck. And great.
Man, that sounds like a great night.
It was. You don't like Beck? Really?
No, I couldn't tell you. If he could walk in right now, I wouldn't know who he is.
Seriously?
Yeah, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
No, he's great. And
The only Beck I know is the beer I don't drink anymore.
so why not? Oh, because you don't drink it all.
I don't
anymore.
drink
I
it
thought
all.
you specifically didn't drink that.
No.
So
Any beer.
So we're putting stuff together, and I'm like, hey, they're gonna, we're gonna meeting our cousins. They were gonna have some food and all that. And Beth's like, they want us to bring plates. So I'm like, oh, we have the Shiva plates.
You brought the Shiva plate, clean
They're-
ones, like
Oh,
unused
yeah,
or dirty?
Yeah, well,
okay.
so many. And then we had great.
I don't know if they were still
we had-
wet. You
No,
brought
no,
them?
we had awesome plastic cups that I said these are great plastic cups. Like you keep these, you wash these, you keep these. You don't throw these out, even though they're. She goes, no, they're disposable. I said technically anything's disposable, but I'm keeping these cups
Your poor
because they're
wife.
super nice.
Seriously.
And these are really good cups. So she kept throwing them out, and I was taking them out of the garbage and washing them and putting them back.
Of course you were.
So
why wouldn't you?
So we had these really nice plates. It's like almost like a bamboo, kind of like a cheap paper bamboo.
Oh yeah,
thing.
very familiar with those.
Yeah, they're super. They're
Yeah.
square. They're
we
super.
we
nice.
had those ones for a dinner party that I cooked food for. It was for Natalie's friends.
Yeah.
And then when the plates we threw them away
Stupid.
because that's what you do.
No, so the dirty ones you throw away, but the clean
Well,
ones
yeah.
you keep.
Well,
So
yeah, you're not
but
gonna-
so I pack into the cooler.
Okay.
I pack these. And I forgot that my cousins were also at the Shiva. So we get.
Oh, so they knew.
So we're sitting
Man,
on.
everyone was at the Shiva.
We're sitting
I wasn't.
at
though.
our blanket at Ravinia, and he's taking out this like lobster salad that he made and all this stuff, and he's like, I got plates, and he looks at me and goes, "Oh, Shiva plates, well done."
Oh, okay.
It's like I remember these. This is from when Judy died. Like, yeah, good. He's like, yeah, thanks for the good memory. Good to see you with the Shiva plates. Called me on it.
That's funny.
It was really good lobster salad, though.
So how was Beck in the
Awesome.
orchestra?
He was great, and
Yeah.
then he said they only had 5 hours to practice the songs, and everything was like instead of the
Oh,
samples.
I thought you were going to say 5 hours to play. I'm like, you sat there for 5 hours?
No, and then when they left, he's like, "Oh, the symphony's gone. Now we can rock out a little bit." Because it was intimidating me to be around all the symphony people.
Oh, really?
That's what he said. Yeah.
What kind of music does Beck play?
Everything. He's a multi-instrumentalist, multi-genre.
Like a one-man show? Does he have like the cymbals on his kneecaps? And,
the bass drum on his back.
yeah, is that what he does? Got the harmonica.
You
and
know who Beck is?
I don't know who Beck is. I don't.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you.
Unless it's like
That's a huge hole in your musical knowledge because there's so many different aspects of music that at least somebody would like.
so I'm like 80s rap and country.
Well, he does some rap.
Okay.
There is some stuff that borders on country.
Did he ever do anything with NWA?
I don't think there's
That's
been a Beck
my
NWA
favorite.
partnership. No,
I've been introduced the boys.
oh, really?
Jackie really likes
Oh,
it
so
a lot.
when Jason was like 8
He really likes it a lot.
and I played Dope Man for him.
oh yeah.
And his response, he goes, "This is so much better than modern rap." And
well,
I
yeah.
said,
no
yes,
shit.
it
Yes,
is.
it is.
Yes, it is. And then like, now you get to hear a little bit of Rakim, and now here's some Big Daddy
Ooh,
Kane.
yeah.
And all that. He goes, why did rap get bad?
It is. Yeah. Oh yeah. Eric B. Rakim.
But this was a kid who was
Good
8,
stuff.
9, 10, 11, 12 asking me this stuff.
Yeah, I introduced that to Jack was 10, Hank was 11.
He put it
I put it on in the car and I'm like, all right, fellas, listen to this.
He put all his pre-hockey warm up, like his headspace mix. Because goalies have to always do this thing. It was all Rakim.
Really?
Yep, it was all Rakim.
That's good influence on your part there.
I thought it was too.
You've done something well.
Yes, and we did this one well. It's Forward Progress,
We did?
a Chicago Bears podcast.
Wait, are we ending it right now?
Well, isn't it time?
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just you always sneak up on me with this, and I'm
Well, no,
never
just
ready to do it.
Be ready. Get your footwork right and be decisive.
I'm not
Why?
decisive.
Why, Matt? I'm asking you why. Why were you not decisive?
I'm afraid of making a mistake.
Why were you unprepared?
I don't want you to scream at me anymore.
Because in college, you would do this, and we never had to work on these things. And when we scouted you, we said, this guy's always real quick to be decisive when it comes to pushing buttons and clicking mice.
Well, earlier you threw a hot cup of coffee at me.
Yeah, well, that's just to get you conditioned. I'll start throwing dildos at you next.
Oh, okay, Grandma. Wait, now I don't remember. Which one do I do first? Let me see here. Are we done?
I think so.
So, say bye to the people. Tell them what we're doing tomorrow.
Bye, people. Tomorrow we are going to be previewing Bears and Lions for real.
Oh, what do we have tomorrow?
A Lions guest?
No. Well, maybe, hopefully.
Oh, the list of the all-time greatest Lions.
Top 10 greatest Lions of all time.
Top 10
Yes.
greatest Lions of all time will be revealed tomorrow. Do I have to do anything?
No, you should show up tomorrow.
Can I write down my nominees and see if they make the list?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we can compare.
Okay.
We'll see how smart you are at Lions. Because you have a good history with the Detroit Lions.
Well, I covered enough games, but I don't know about my personal history. I don't really have one.
All right. Are you done now?
I think so.
Hey, subscribe, do all the good stuff.
Yeah,
follow everything.
Subscribe.
Email you.
Dan at 312sports.com. Matt at 312sports.com.
Yeah, remember, if you're like a drum teacher or you teach musical instruments of any kind, email Dan. Dan at 312sports.com.
About Danny Carey from Tool?
Oh, anything about music, just to have conversations.
I don't play the drums. I just like watching drum videos.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's anyone out there that can teach Dan drums for free.
I'm not trying to learn drums.
But they'll do it for free.
I have no sense of rhythm.
If you're a drum instructor, he can teach you.
I can barely keep a beat.
They can teach you.
No, they can't.
So
I have no innate sense of rhythm.
If you want to offer Dan free drum lessons, email him at Dan at 312sports.com.
Right, hit the thing.
And remember,
hit the thing. End this.
Pick the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. Or did you not?
Why do you hate Luol Deng?
And South Sudan. And the South Side.
South Sudan.
219!
Forward Progress. A Chicago Bears podcast with Dan Bernstein and Matt Abaticola on 312 Sports.